update. I want to do a quick rundown for you the activities of the Senate led by Senator Goswe Akpabio and what they have been up to, especially the corruption that is already going on. I want to quickly open your eyes that if we continue like this, the common Nigerians are going to be taking for common Nigerians to service our politicians.
You can see what our country has become. It's a joke. These were the same people Nigerians voted for with a lot of hope and expectation. But what have they done? It's about themselves. Huriwa reacted this morning and said that Mr. Akpabio should be made to explain what he meant by that statement. I think he should be made to explain what he meant by that statement. And it should be also made to explain what this alert is about. These are the same lawmakers that are collecting 70 billion that we have all complained about. They seem not to understand the pain a lot of people are facing. They seem not to understand the average in society. Dollar is about over 900 as we speak today. People can't move on the streets again. They can't buy fuel. And we get our lawmakers getting holiday allowance, while Nigerians don't get alert.
Absolutely.
Why even the 8,000 they first said by the government they were going to give, they didn't end up giving it. But this bunch of people got their own money. You see, in the end, when people go on Twitter and tweet now and said all sorts against them, many years down the line, when those people are going for ministerial screening, they will now say, hey, you called us this, you called us that, you must apologize. But when are they going to apologize to Nigerians for all these things they are doing? Because they are so quick to say, apologize to this, you called us all sorts of names. I just pray God will help all of us. Once again, I'm waiting for the prayer in our bank accounts, please.
Carry me Sunday. I represent Kogi West. I have a very strong petition against you that borders on security, unity, and cohesiveness of Nigerian nation. And I think that petition has to be considered along in this screening exercise.
Senator Sani Musa.
Thank you, Mr. President. As said by previous speakers, National Rufai is well known to all of us, Nigerians, and in fact to international community. And as agreed by all of us, he has done very well in all the offices occupied, from DG BPE to FCT Minister and two-time Governor of Kaduna State. I had a question before, but given the President said by this Senate yesterday regarding the two other governors who were asked to take a bow and go, I want to join my colleagues to insist and to request that he should take a bow and go. Take the stand. Yeah? Take a bow.
The distinguished senator from Kogi talked about a petition against me.
Distinguished colleagues, perhaps I should inform you that I've received petitions from many other people in respect of other nominees. But this is not where we are to deal with petitions. Our job here is to screen. And then, of course, we can refer petitions to where petitions will be dealt with. These are the nominees of Mr. President. So I will want to plead with my brother to take a bow. Take a bow. So don't bother about. Thank you.
The last nominee on the list today is a distinguished son of the Niger Delta and a senior advocate of Nigeria, an advocate for justice.
Mr. President, I want to read Section 88, 1, A and B, but I'll anchor my position on B. Let me start from 1. Subject to the provision of this Constitution, each House of the National Assembly shall have power by resolution published in its journal or in the official gazette of the government of the Federation to direct or cause to be directed investigation into any matter or thing with respect to which it has power to make laws. B, the conduct of the affairs of any person, conduct of affairs of any person, authority, ministry, or government department charged, or intended to be charged with the duty of or responsibility for executing or administering laws enacted by National Assembly and disbursing or administering monies appropriated to be appropriated by the National Assembly. Mr. President of the Senate, I'm aware that this National Assembly and this arm, the Senate, has 3 major mandates. 1, lawmaking. Secondly, oversight. And thirdly, representation. And I know quite well that what we are doing today is a continuation of what we did yesterday. And I'm happy to have the nominee here present. And he has said wonderful things, and which of them he said that he used instrumentality of law, which he is part and parcel of, to advance the cause of justice. And I know quite well as well that this House or this Senate usually uses the instrumentality of legislature to advance the cause of fairness. Mr. President of the Senate, I want to bring to the notice, because I've been a 2-time House of Assembly member, 2-time House of Rep member, and today a senator. And I was in the 8th Assembly of the House of Representatives, and the 9th Assembly, and today I am here. And I know that our rule book does not in any way exclude the continuation of free-will drive of one section to the other. Having said that, Mr. Senate President, I want to bring to the notice of this House that sometime in 2020, that an issue came up. And that issue was the public works program. We all welcomed it with open hands, because this is something that will help our people. Today we are talking about paying 8,000 to some people to make sure that it will alleviate poverty. Then it was the amount of 20,000 to 1,000 persons across the 774 local governments, which my local government is part of it. And I'm sure your local government is part of it. And today, 1,000 per each local government minimum, 20,000 naira, has a great multiplier effect that will make our people cushion so many effects that would have led our people into a very greater height. But what really happened? At a point, we wanted to carry out our responsibility, because if some people can use the instrumentality of law, which they find themselves within their confines of their own authority, to advance for all their justices, why can't we use the instrumentality of the legislature to support our people and help the populace, which we represent? Then, at that point, we invited the nominee, because this thing has been a subject of controversy and public debate, which I don't know. We wanted to know and give him fair hearing. Please tell us, because it's now within our own confines authority to know what happened to our constituents. Say, please come and tell us what really happened. What is the structure? What are the indices you are using to carry out these things? Because our people will hold us responsible and accountable. And when he was invited, what we are talking about is a 52 billion naira appropriation, and the right of appropriation resides on the legislature. That is our right. And I know quite well that the right of oversight resides on us, because we have to hold you accountable for whatever thing we appropriate to you. It is our right. And when he was invited, he expressly told us, to the public, that we want to hijack his role, that we want to blackmail us, that we are corrupt, that we want to hijack his role. And I know that he midwifed the process. Nobody's against that. He midwifed the process, and this falls within his own area of operation as the junior minister for labor and employment. Highly welcomed. And not only that, he went as far as in the public line to say that when he was asked, which indices did you use to gain this? He said, in quote, "They are not from the moon." That was too arrogant to answer Nigerians that way. Because we're talking about what we support and help our people. That is why we are here. Anything outside that, I will walk away from this chamber. My interest, your interest, and the interest of everybody is our people. That is why we are here. Not whatever thing any person is saying. And today, we need to find out, Mr. Senate President. Well, nobody is stopping him from being cleared. No. And I'm happy the way the president has sent so many people, great people here. We have questioned them, passed through the screening, wonderful people, and we're ready. As much as they are ready to work with the system, we are ready to clear them. But not on the grounds of putting something under the table. No.
Arise to second the motion, very ably moved by Senator Darlington Wokocha, that in view of Section 88B of the 1B of the Constitution, which mandates the National Assembly to go ahead and look into the conduct of affairs of any person, authority, or ministry. And where such a person refuses and deliberately stays away from letting the National Assembly do its work, and in view of the fact that this nominee rejected the summons of both the House of Representatives and the Senate, that I do support that this nominee should be stepped down pending when he decides that the National Assembly has that right to inquire into the workings of a minister and his ministry. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, distinguished colleagues, speak from there, please. Distinguished colleagues, I will put the question again. I will put the question again.
Order, please. Distinguished senators, sit down, please.
I move that we resolve into an executive session to enable us a closed session, otherwise also known as executive session, to help us iron out some issues. Thank you.
I rise to second the motion that we resolve into a closed session to discuss very important issue in regards to the screening. I so second, Mr. President.
Distinguished a motion has been moved and seconded that this Senate do resolve into a closed session to iron out some issues of national concern. Those who are in support of this closed session as moved say aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate will now revert to a closed session. The press will leave us and the nominee will leave us for a while we discuss. In order to enable all of us to enjoy our holidays, a token has been sent to our various accounts by the clerk of the National Assembly. I withdraw that statement. In order to allow you to enjoy your holiday, the Senate President has sent prayers to your mailboxes. To assist you to go on a safe journey and return.
If we continue like this, the common Nigerians are going to be taking for common Nigerians to service our politicians. As in, you are going to be paying for fuel, they are going to take from us and give. You pay for fuel, you pay for light, you pay tax, and politicians will be living a exorbitant life. And that is why I want to do this, so that at the end of the day, we will get to a point where we say enough is enough. So it's good we have this on record. Okay, for just these 2 months that senators have been in power, we have seen a lot of corruption, a lot of hullabaloo, a lot of chaos going on in the House. Okay, the first is the sharing formula from the 800 loan palliative from World Bank is loan. Google it, is loan. $800 million. $800 million loan from the World Bank palliative is actually a loan, so we are going to pay, and just less than 500 people from National Assembly are sharing 70 billion naira. And these people receive a salary of millions, over 30-something million naira officially, apart from allowance, and they receive that, and they are going to share palliative, and they don't buy fuel, they don't pay it, their salary is being paid by federal government, and they want to share that 70 billion naira as palliative for what? Oh, Nigeria. So we need to know, and a lot of Nigerians are out of job now because of fuel subsidy. Some few politicians that don't even pay for the fuel, that get fuel from federal government, from NAPC, and they are sharing 70 billion naira. You ask yourself, for what? This is corruption. The people that are supposed to be saying, okay, let's slash our salary to 10 million naira, instead of receiving 25 million, let's receive 12 or 12.5 or 10 million naira, so that Nigerian can come out of this. Let everybody pay for it. No, they are even trying to share from the palliative. And that 800 million naira, like I said in my previous video, you are supposed to use it to buy BOT buses, maybe CNG buses, and subsidize it. Then, give it to all the states. People buy buses that will take farmer, that will take people to farm, do road to farmers, buy buses that will take people to work so that people will not lose their job. Everybody will park their car. At the end of the day, you will export fuel. You will not import. You will sell and make money in dollar. And that is what President Tinubu should be talking about. At the end of the day, Nigerians don't really consume more fuel because you have created an alternative for them. You have created an opportunity for them. You have created another opportunity for them to mobilize or for them to move, for their movement from one place to the other. That is what President Tinubu and the National Assembly should be doing. That is, I've done video on that. And now the second thing is going to screening. We saw them telling some people to take a bow. We saw them. There are some senators that try to raise critical observation about the ministerial nominees and the Senate, especially president, the Senate president, the person of Senator Akpabio. We always want to wave and defend them because he knows that, okay, let's do this job. Let's just clear these people. Let them go. After all, they are not free. After all, these people are even better than them because these people are corrupt. When you look at some of the personality out of the 48 ministers that was screened, I'm telling you that 39 of them is corrupt. 39 of them is corrupt. Do your research. And they did a background check, and at the end of the day, even the DSS is corrupt. They could not see what even some of the senators were saying, and some of the senators was covering it. You see the truth. I'm telling you, the senators are supposed to screen and tell the president, this person is not qualified. This person, because they know that they themselves they are not even qualified to even contest for even senator. They are not supposed to even contest for senator because some of them are so corrupt, and that is why we are looking for good electoral law that will be passed, that if you are corrupt, if you have corruption case, if you are found corrupt, you can't hold public office. That is the kind of Nigeria we are looking for. And at the end of the day, and we know the drama that play on. I'm going to be showing you some of these videos. We know the drama of El-Rufai and some other a lot of people like Barrister Keyamo, senior advocate, and we saw the drama. We saw that these people, you are supposed to teach Keyamo that, for disrespecting the Senate, the last Senate, you cannot eat your cake and have it. That will serve as a deterrent and a lesson for other ministers not to ever disregard the legislator, not to ever disregard the senator or any House of Assembly committee. But no way. We allow them go. Okay, let's talk about after the screening, and we have heard Senator Akpabio said that the Senate president have sent you an allowance for you to enjoy your vacation by the clerk of the house. And immediately the house reacts, and it was like somebody was saying, no, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't say that. You will hear it. It's like the person was whispering, you shouldn't say that. Even somebody ran to him and was trying to talk, and now say, okay, I withdraw. What I am saying is that I have sent prayers so that you can enjoy your vacation. So now they send money to them, apart from their allowance, apart from their salary, for you to do your job. You still pay them. Why Nigerians are hungry? Why Nigerians are losing their job? Why the poor cannot breathe? You know what? This saying that let the poor breathe, is actually mocking the poor, that the poor will suffer, that the poor, they will hear them, that these poor people, they never see poverty, they will see poverty, that they go shock. That is what they are doing. Because if you cannot sacrifice to say, okay, I cannot take allowance, any allowance for sitting, apart from my monthly allowance and salaries, even to call down your salary as a senator, as a House of Rep, you are a failure. And history is watching. History, whether you are Labour Party, whether you are PDP, whether you are APC or SDP, if you cannot sacrifice, history is watching. If somebody cannot move emotion and say, what we are doing is wrong, let every Nigeria see it, where we hold everybody accountable. Let me tell you, me that is here, this small estate that I am, where I build my house, it's not everybody that can pay. We have landlord and tenant that cannot pay the security and the service charge. What we did is that anybody that cannot pay, we let the person. We know that we are in a hard time. What we do, we that can pay, we pay. Some people even pay extra in case of people that cannot pay, so that we can pay the security, people working at the entrance of the estate, so that we can keep maintaining our estate, developing our estate, make it secure and make it better. That is the sacrifice we pay. Some of us that can afford to pay still paying. People that cannot afford, we tell them, you know what, it's not by force, because we know we have pensioners that are not any money anymore. It's just their little pension that is not as if it's increased, and and the economy is really eating bad, and some of them retire like 10 years, like 5 years, and so on, and they cannot afford. They have school fees to pay, they have university, they have feeding, they have fuel to fuel their car, they must go out. Some of them are aging, some of them are sick. You cannot. They don't have, but we have to sacrifice. So as senators, what are you doing? That is why for these few months, you see what is going on. Just 2 months. So in 4 years, what are we going to see? Are we going to continue like this? It's no. We can't continue like this. Something must change. So let's put it on record. Let's share this video so that it get to the National Assembly. Let it get to Aso Rock. Let it get to President Tinubu. Let it get to all the politicians. If you also look at it, so many things are happening in the states that I may not know. That a lot of things is already happening in State House of Assembly, in the governor's new tenure that just began and all of that. A lot of things is happening. And the bottom line is that Nigerians are suffering, and we cannot live like this. When the poor cannot breathe, the poor cannot feed, the poor cannot go to work, the poor cannot go to farm, there is insecurity, the poor cannot feed. There's a lot of suffering. People are dying, people are committing suicide, people are suffering. There's a lot of tension in home. Parents cannot pay school fees. Feeding to feed family is a problem. Poverty is of the increase. Nigeria is one of the most poorest country in the world, one of the most corrupt country in the world, and until we wake up, Nigerians, things will keep being like this. Nigeria's image is being bastardized because of our selfish and greedy politicians. And we need to stop this. God bless Nigeria.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio set social media abuzz on Wednesday after a video emerged in which he announced that a token had been sent to various accounts of senators by the clerk of the National Assembly in order to enable them enjoy their holidays. Well, in the video, Akpabio appeared not to be aware that his announcement was transmitted live before withdrawing the statement, describing the supposed disbursement as prayers sent to their mailboxes.
in order to enable all of us to enjoy her holidays, a token has been sent to our various accounts by the clerk of the National Assembly. I withdraw that statement. In order to allow you to enjoy your holiday, the Senate President has sent prayers to your mailboxes. Has sent prayers to your mailboxes to assist you to go on a safe journey and return.
Rufai, did you get prayers? I'm just kidding.
I'm
you
still
said that
expecting the
yesterday.
prayers, so
well, you know,
please, I need prayers in my mailbox.
Lawmaker.
She will use that alert to address the issue of the development programs that she has in her constituency, the Federal Capital Territory. But basically, what she was trying to do is to criticize this idea of sending alerts. Now, if she says she has not received the alert, maybe the alert is still in the pipeline, or maybe the prayers have not yet reached the celestial, territory where prayers are answered, or maybe the prayers have been diverted to some ghosts. So these are questions that you can look at in that regard. So we go back to the issue about the Senate President. First, he said some tokens have been sent by the clerk of the Senate, only to be cautioned by his own colleagues. And then he said, oh, I withdraw that statement. And then he said prayers have been sent. The prayers, of course, euphemism in this particular context. And I like what Senator Shehu Sani has said. He said, well, look, credit alerts are usually sent silently, quietly. But Godswill Akpabio went to the Senate and pressed the alarm. So,
Loud it.
and that is why all of us are alarmed. That, look, is it that these senators actually get extra?
Yes, sir.
Something that is not budgeted for. Where does that extra come from? And Aja Kingibe was saying, well, since she's been there, because she's new, she has not received any extra. What needs to be investigated is this extra that they get. Is it from the 90 billion that they have asked the government to give to them so that they can use it to renovate the building? Where is that extra coming from? But